In this video, we're going to be installing Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2017. Now, Community is the free version of Visual Studio, the free IDE version. And if you're using it for this course, then almost certainly you qualify to use that free version. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Fortunately, with 2017, the install is a lot quicker and easier because it allows you to just download what and install what you need. And in this video, we're going to be downloading and installing just what you need for the course. Of course, you can go ahead and install as much stuff as you want. You'll see that when we get to that point. But before we get into the installation, the program will still it's still a substantial install as far as it interacting with your system and everything. So you could end up with some conflicts. This is a Windows 10 system, and supposedly it will go ahead and set some set points and everything when you're installing. And the Visual Studio installer may have, create some set points, or I'm calling them set points. They're system restore points. But I advise, and this goes with basically any software that's somewhat substantial and may make changes to your system, is to go ahead and manually create your own system restore point. So you can do that by right-clicking on the Start button. Now, most people's Start button is down here, but you right-click on that, and you can go to the Control Panel. You can go through all this stuff, or just use the search bar, which is what we're going to do here. So we want to create a system restore point. Okay, it's already come up. Create a restore point. That's what we want to do. Now we've got a few partitions on this system. Over here you can see that they're all for the backup and the storage, but for the system, you need to make sure for sure that it says on for the system. But on this computer, the extended drive is also on. You can click on that, configure, and you can turn on or off if you need to turn one on or off this way. And you can also set how much of your drive is dedicated to holding your restore points. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. Now we just need to go to create, and you need to come up with a name. I'm going to call this one before. It will automatically add a date to the restore point if you ever have to use it, so you don't necessarily need to worry about including a date in your name. Before VSCOM 2017, and create. It'll take a few seconds here, but it's not a very lengthy wait. Well, I said it wasn't a very lengthy wait. So once we get done with this, we'll go to the Visual Studio website. There we go. I'll just, okay, and we can close this. Now, to get to the Visual Studio website, this is a Microsoft website, so it will be trusted. You just type in, and I'll do it again, visualstudio.com, and it will bring you to this page. Now, like with all websites, these pages change around. So I'm going to kind of show you some ways that you can look for what you need to find in case it changes, because it may be a little different. You are looking for this IDE, but moreover, you need to make sure that when you go to download, that you're downloading the community version. Now, this is somewhat new. They've actually got the download here, the drop down here on the download button right here on the front page. But we're not going to go to that one now. You could, but we're going to actually click on the IDE. A lot of times historically on, we don't need that. Okay. A lot of times historically you'll find the different versions at the bottom of the IDE page. And so you can click on download there. However, again, we're not going to do that because, as mentioned earlier, you need to qualify for this free version in order to use it. However, I mean, almost certainly if you're using it for this course, you qualify for it. But I can't say that with certainty. Who knows what strange situation you may have, or unique, let's put it that way, unique situation you might have. So instead of the download, we're going to click on the Visual Studio Community link. Okay, towards the bottom, it gives, here it is, usage. So this is kind of like the summary. And so this course is for individuals learning C++, so that should pretty much take care of you. But if you want all the nitty-gritty, which I suggest you go ahead and read, not only to make sure that you qualify, but to make sure you don't do anything out of line with the program. Probably not. You probably don't have anything to worry about, but just to be safe, I would say go ahead and make sure you read that license agreement. Okay, we've got the same thing here at the bottom, and now we'll go ahead and download. Now what comes up here is going to be a fairly small program right here, that 0.98 megabytes. That's because this just initiates the downloader and installer for the program. So I'm not going to really worry about saving it. It's coming from download.microsoft.com, so I'm actually just going to run it straight from here. Okay, the screen, you're probably seeing a black screen, and this has to do with the video capture software. What I'm actually looking at here is it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? And so of course you want to go ahead and click yes. Here they give you another a chance to read the license and also the privacy statement and everything, but of course you've already looked into that, right? You've already read that stuff. So continue, and so now it's starting up the downloader and installer. Again, previous versions of Visual Studio were like a major install. Visual Studio has a lot in it and features, but with 2017 they let you just download and install what you need. So that's going to make things go a lot simpler for us. We're going to select just the bare bones C++. This is an intro to C++ course, so okay, desktop development with C++. For this course, that's all we need. Now you can add some extra stuff over here, some things here, which will, and you can do ASP.NET in here somewhere. If you select all this stuff, you can also get Visual Basic, C#, all those types of things, but we just need the bare bones C++, and then we can click install. Okay, the bottleneck here is probably not going to be your download. This is where it's downloading. This is where it's installing. This computer gets about 100 megabits per second download speed off the internet, so you can kind of judge how long it's going to take. But again, typically the installation is going to take longer than it's going to take to download. So this is going to take just a little while. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll come right back at you with once this is done. Okay, so this is finished up. You can see here modify. That's if you want to go back and add some other things. And see, this is the free version, community. So what we want to do is launch. Now before I click on this, sometimes it can take a little bit of time for this to come up. So just be patient when you click it, and don't click it again. I've also done that before and it wasn't pretty. I've clicked it twice. And this is coming up as somewhere soon is going to be where you need to create your okay, here it is. Sign in or sign up here. So I'm just going to click on sign up. I've already got an account created for this video. Actually for all of the videos. But so you can see the process here. You enter in your email address and create a password. They'll send you a confirmation, and it gives you the option of using a phone number instead. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to close this. Just wanted to show you that, and I'm just going to actually sign in. So it's still, I think, I'm pretty sure, going in through some of the installation as you go through some of this. Not positive on that, but and the password, here we go. I've got this written down. Be patient with me here. Having to look back and forth across my shoulder here. Okay, I think that's right, hopefully. Okay, so yes, it's saying we're getting things ready. So this is the first, preparing for the first use. So it is still doing some install type stuff. And you're almost done here. Okay. Looks like we're pretty good here. Let's double check. We'll get later in the course when we show you how to create your projects and write your first program. We'll get more into this. However, just to check to make sure that, okay, new project. So I went to file, new project, just to make sure everything is in place. Here you go. So this is what you want to see, just to double check that everything installed. So we've got our C++ and our projects and everything. So it looks like our install has gone well, and so that's fantastic. All right, we're basically done. However, chances are, I'm going to hit cancel. Chances are it did not create an icon on your desktop. So you may, I'm going to minimize this and we'll double check that. Minimize this, minimize this. Yeah, see, so there's no icon. It would have shown up over here. So since you've got it open, notice I minimized instead of closing. You can either create an icon for this, or you could create an icon for both. But what I really want to create an icon for here is the start page. So remember that right clicks are orange, left clicks are blue. So left click is blue, right click is orange. And so, because we're going to need to do some right clicking here. So I'm going to right click there, and I right clicked again, and we can get to properties. There you go. So that's the target for the start page. I'm going to right click again and copy. Okay, so cancel. Going to minimize this, and I'm going to right click on the desktop, new, shortcut. Okay, type the location of the item. Well, actually we can right click and paste. There we go. And next, and we're going to need to give this a name. So we'll go ahead and give it a long one. Hopefully that'll be alright. 2017. I might want to shorten that name, so right click. I'm just going to say 2017. Rename. There we go. Get rid of that space. So we'll just call it Visual Studio 2017. And I'm just going to move it over here where I want it. And there you go. All right. See, that was pretty painless, but again, we did want to go through it with you, and don't forget about that that system restore point as well. I'm going to go in here and just close this. Okay, excellent. You've installed Visual Studio Community 2017, the IDE that is primarily used in, or that is the software that's primarily used in the course. So now you're going to be ready to go when we get to creating your first program. Congratulations. This concludes another video for Introduction to Programming with C++, brought to you by LogiKomp. You can access the full course by going to the course homepage at logikomp.com/introcpp. While we are proud to offer this course free of cost to individuals, we do ask that if you continue to use the course, that you support its production and maintenance by making at least a small purchase from LogiKomp Domains and Hosting. You can pick up a custom domain, renewable annually, for around $10 at logikomp.com/hosting. Thank you.